Welcome. My name is Stephanie. I'll be your host for tonight. Very happy to see you all here, see some familiar faces from NFC during the day and yesterday. So we're going to kick off with this panel talk. So very happy to see you here in NINHO, beautiful 19th century palace. So this is an evening organized by TAEX in collaboration with Spark. TAEX is a digital crypto art platform with a curated approach. So tonight you will see some of our curators that will be part of the talk. We are creating a brand new community, organizing events a bit all over the world. So we're very happy to have you here tonight in Lisbon for the occasion of NFC as an official side event. And we're going to kick off today with Dr. Antonio Josa, who is one of our beloved curators. He has a PhD in media arts, and so he'll be talking about the contemporary art and NFT technology, a transparent love story. We'll move on to Dasha Schkel, who is also a new curator on our platform, and Maotic, who some of you might know. Media arts and NFT, the future of art, technology, and the bridge between. And then we, last but not least, Vitaly Dervoet and Alexei Nagorny. Vitaly Dervoet is the CEO of Spark, and Alexei Nagorny is a software engineer, and they'll be talking about how to build successful communities. I think something we're all very interested in. So let's kick off. I'd like to invite to the stage Dr. Antonio Josa, and you all guys, we've put some seats here, so don't be shy. I know the drinks are on the other side of the bar, but I welcome you to come a bit closer. So yeah, let's kick off.
Thank you. Stephanie, yes, please have a seat. It's better to have a seat. It's going to be boring. Thank you for having me, thank you, TAEX, for organizing, and Spark, and of course, NFC. So, are you ready? You know, boring people love words. So, first slide is actually a quote. In a short time, well, you can read it, man will be able to see what is happening in any place in the world without leaving his own house. So, when was this written? Somebody seeing the future. I can give you a hint, okay? You love visuals, right? So, does it help? This might be actually NFT. It's a picture, huh? So it might be a digital file somewhere, an actual NFT, which is related to the quote that I showed you before. Now, you're going to be disappointed, because actually the cover of a book, it's, I know, classic, right? It's a book by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, 100 Years of Solitude, published in 1967. At the very beginning of the book, there was the quote that I told you. And because I don't know if you have read the topic I'm here to talk about, it's about love. I know, sorry, but about art as well. I only have 20 minutes. So you are lucky. Only 20 minutes to listen about love and art. Anyhow, back to the quote. At the very beginning of the book, there is somebody killing somebody. That's how book starts usually. So the guy that is facing the firing squad is about to be killed, and he remembers when he was a kid. He used to live in the small town of Macondo. It was the time where everything was new. Macondo was a very small town back then, only 20 houses. And the things didn't even have names because they were new. So the father of this guy was, how do you call the people that like to dream? Artists. Come on, that was really an easy answer. Anyhow, so in this place, every year in March, the gypsies coming, and every time they bring something new, which is technology. In the case of the quote, the gypsy brought a telescope, and they charged people to see someone who was far away. Through the telescope, you could see very close. Huh? That's technology. Wow. For the first time, you can see somebody who is very far away, very close. So the father bought the telescope because he started thinking, I can use this together with a magnifying glass to make a solar weapon. Of course, it didn't work. Well, no, it didn't work. Of course, you can't build with a telescope a solar weapon. But when he was testing the equipment, he found out that our planet, the Earth, is round, not flat. You see? You might be a dreamer, but also useful. The year before, the father had bought, through the gypsies, magnets. Because these are magical things. You know, objects move. They come alive with a magnet. There, something that's made of iron is there, the chair with a magnet can move towards me. He bought these magnets. We're getting to love, don't worry. Because he thought he's clever, he's an artist, you know, all artists are very clever. If I have the magnet, I can get gold from behind the earth. Of course, it didn't work, but he could find something. He found an armor. And in this suit of armor, of course, something that was buried years and years before, there was a skeleton. And around the neck of the skeleton, there was a locket with some hair from a woman. So the soldier brought the hair of his wife or girlfriend with him. So that was the bit where you go, oh, thank you. Because that's about love. Okay, I thought that you would do a better effect. You can simulate, come on. Sometimes you can pretend it's interesting. Anyhow, it is. Anyhow, this is it to start talking about love. And love and art. I would like to show you this quote by Marshall McLuhan. Marshall McLuhan is one of the biggest thinker in media, not in art, but the way media works. And already in the 60s, he thought that media here is not media art. Media is like television, radio, cinema, internet. Well, there was no internet back then, but still, you know. So mass media. And Marshall McLuhan already 6 years ago said that artists, you know, are the one who have to control the media. Because they, you know what artists do. And here I'm taking the liberty or considering NFT a whole media, a new media. I know we can discuss that, but because we're talking about NFT here now, so it's artist and NFT. So the quote by McLuhan was a nice advice, right? So artists can really have the power to make magical things when they use new technology, you know, the new media. But with NFT, we have a very, 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 very big problem. The works that are most known as NFT are not the best because the media usually go for the works they've sold for millions. So people associate the idea of NFT with works that are sold for. So we all know that the biggest sale is Beeple's and 5,000 Days, which is a work, as you all know, made of 5,000 drawings. It's one huge digital file, JPEG basically, with 500 works, a big, huge collage. And wow, NFT, so much money. Chris sold the thing. But when we look, because these people, art historians, they actually look at the art. When you look at the work, I'm showing you some drawings. This is one of the drawings that costs 69 million. Okay, so 69 million, it's 5,000 drawings, so this is cost 14,000 basically. And it's awful. We put a warning that, of course, we do not share the artist's message because this is offensive. Like this other one, which is part of the big work by people. I'm not going to read it because it's really painful. And this other one. So this is a work that costs 69 million. Hello. So this is the old picture of the work. And you can see here the picture with the Chinese guy and the picture with the Dalai Lama. So for 13 years, every day, people posted one drawing with the words that I showed you. Of course, in the big collage, there are no words, only the pictures. But the work consists of drawings already published. One, as I said before, picture a day for 13 years. And as we'll know, this is the most famous work of NFT when you Google NFT. But I take responsibility for what I'm saying here. This is not art, in my view. Not because these three works are offensive, because this is, we're talking here about love. You need to love the medium when you make art. And this is an arranged marriage. It's not true love. There is a speculation behind the work. Everything has been documented, everything has been published. The drawings that I showed you before, it's not my research, it's Ben Davis who published an article denouncing the whole story. And there are more and more articles about the scheme, the financial scheme that was about the sales, which at the end of the day, we all love NFT because it's something immediate between the artist and the person who buys it. But in this case, there was crisis in between. And the transaction didn't even go straightforward. They took them 38 hours to process the transaction because they do it manually. So it was not in the spirit of the technology. So usually money complicates things. So, don't worry. There are so many other bad things in life. So, okay, we can just move forward. But this is very important. And also the scheme that is behind the person who bought it and the investment that he made with his work. So it's all documented. You can know more. Now, money is part of the game, not only with NFT, but also with offline art. It's always been that way. There is nothing wrong with that. And this is just an example to talk about money, something that I took from the conference the other day. This is a marriage between a brand selling wine and NFT works. These two works, this is a picture from the space, from the conference hall, where you can see two NFTs on big screens and another TV screen advertising the wine. So the wine company is sponsoring basically this stand, and to do that, he's using NFT works. The two works here are that you can see are by Ben Hassett, a photographer. He likes calling himself. He's more than a photographer because he's also a director. He does documentary and a lot of commercial stuff like advertising. Good, nothing wrong with that. So he also does artworks, and this series of photographs called Explorer are also NFT. It's 52 works that when you buy them, you also get the link to the location on Google Maps. You can actually see also what Google Maps offer about, shows you about the place. So there is also this interactive thing in the work. I'm just saying that money is part of the game. This is just an example from the conference that we all are experiencing these 3 days. And together with this work, there are also famous NFT work together with this project that we can see from World of Women. There are 4 NFT works. Fine. Okay? Just fine. But just because money has always got all coins, even Bitcoins or any crypto coin has got 2 sides. That's the nature of a coin. So if you want it, there is also a dark side, which that's all related to what I showed you before, people. But the good thing with crypto money, we don't have to forget, they were invented as a way to free people to get took over, the control, to bypass a controlling enterprising. So it was born, crypto money was born with good intentions. The idea of, well, in many ways. But with money, things, of course, change. And there is some power in the power of buying art, especially when this is related to art itself. Back to NFT. So I just wanted to stress that money is not bad, and Bitcoins were born as with good intentions. And there is nothing wrong with Bitcoins anyway, or any other crypto coins. So I just want to show this as an example of art that is related to money. It's a very famous case. Here you can raise your eyebrows if you don't think that a model can make art. I just am bringing forward what happened, and then you can decide. But I think it is an interesting case because it's shows you the power of NFT and maybe why artists should love NFT if they feel that there is a connection. Because the model in the picture, you all recognize Emily Ratajkowski. She made this. This is a picture that she sold as an NFT. It's actually 2 different spaces. The picture where you see her was taken in New York. The one at the back, at the background, it was taken in her flat in Los Angeles. And the original picture that you see at the background, it's a work by Richard Prince, a very famous artist who actually has these copyright issues of taking somebody else's work and using it in his art. So what she did basically, because the first work that Richard Prince made, the one at the back, he didn't ask her for permission. So what she did NFT to take back to the system and sold the NFT. So reappropriating her own image. And that's actually how the work is called. It's buying myself back, a model for redistribution. So she bought back her own image that was used by an artist without her consent. And she made an NFT that was sold. So NFT gave her the power to buy herself back. So now let's talk about art, okay? Because the example that I made before, it was about the power that NFT can give artists to say something that for them is very important. Here, I just want to quickly now show you the Tinder profile of NFT, okay? Now, just said the word Tinder, yeah, remember, yes. Well, come on, it's NFT at the end of the day. Here, just a picture that I took from the conference, and well, we all have the feeling that there is too many people making NFT and calling that art. Nothing wrong with that. We have this quote from Joseph Beuys that everybody uses when you have an objection. Say, do you like my art? Usually we don't like something, you say interesting. Interesting means it's very bad. But anyhow, so everybody, but Joseph Beuys said that, meaning this, because you have to call in full. Everybody is an artist because for him, art was a system to improve our living. So being an artist for Joseph Beuys meant being useful to your community, make the world a better place. Here we are. This is also a picture that I took at the conference. As you can see, I'm no artist, but just visual to show, a digital generated image running after the shadow of a person. Oh, yeah, it's conceptual. It's conceptual. It's about, because now I'm going to briefly show you this connection between NFT and art. So what can be through love. First, birth, okay? Now, please focus, because these are some principles that define NFT and are useful for artists when they make art, and they define the true love between artist and art. So, birth. NFT, there are no works that were born NFT. Works become NFT because they are digital files that become NFT. So this is a very important step to understand the beginning. Access. This work live in the internet, on the internet. So access should be through a device which is connected to the internet. You can print stuff out only if the artist gives you the permission, or the artist has the plan to do that. So it's very important to feel it, that is something that lives online. Can be printed out only if the artist wants. Well, there are also issues about ecology, but those one has been resolved. Eternity. We all believe that this is going to live forever and ever and ever. But maybe it's... So there is a beauty in that, in believing that it's eternal, but might not be. Even the most reliable technology, NFT technology. Then a question of trust. That's the most beautiful part of this, of any love relationship. I don't know if some of you, well, you're humans, you fall in love. So, in relationships, trust is very important. So you need to trust the artist when you buy something, that the work is original, that it has not been copied from someone, that's a bit stolen. So this is also a very important issue in the relationship, because it can be plagiarism or a problem with copyright. And also, yes, just 2 minutes. And well, the moment about, when we're talking about, just to get to the climax of the relationship in that anyway. So also, it's a very important thing that artists making an NFT can also flirt with you offline. They can also make work that are a combination between offline and online. And 2 more important things. Roots. NFT were not born from nowhere. They are part of the history of contemporary art. In the specific, the history of crypto art that started before NFT, the history of digital art, in specifically the history of generative art. So these are things that we must consider, and also thinking about the technology can get old. So thinking about that, if you, like in a relationship, you want to get all together with this person, with this technology. So it grows together with you. So just a picture, just to visualize the human factor in making art. And for those artists who do not love the technology, well, there are so many love stories where they at the beginning they didn't like each other, like Pride and Prejudice, which is a perfect title for an NFT. You know, you've seen the film, or you even have read the book, better the book. But anyhow, so it's about Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy. That at the beginning they dislike each other, but then. And so my hopes, though, is that this is very complicated. I just memorize, and then tomorrow we'll understand it, okay? It takes at least one day. So it's about art is art, so all the rest, we don't care. So hopefully one day we have more about this true marriage. So even if artists don't like NFT, when they start understanding the peculiarities of the NFT, they can fall in love. I show you the cover of Pride and Prejudice, but there is one more case, and it's the final slide, about two people that didn't like each other at the beginning, but then they fell in love. These two.
Okay, and now moving on to media art and NFT. The future of art, technology, and the bridge between. I invite to the stage Dasha, Shkel, and Motik.
Hello, I will start with a small introduction about media arts and NFTs, which we both present here as media artist and curator. My name is Dasha Shkel, and I'm artist and curator. And what you can also spell your name correctly, introduce yourself, please.
So I'm Mathieu Le Sourd. I'm a new media artist. I work in the field of...
Okay, now we have my show reel playing, so that's fine.
I'm going to also invite the people in the back to come have a seat. So once you're just arrived, don't be shy. There's some seats in the front, so you can have a drink and come and have a seat. So
yeah, they have some free seats here. So as media artists, we usually present our works with a show reel. So it's much easier to show what we do rather than to talk about that. I work as an artist and curator in media and science arts field. I create audiovisual performances, work with multimedia installations, immersive experiences, and social cultural experiments. So now let's switch from introduction about us. I will have a small talk about media art and NFTs, how media technologies converge with NFTs, and how we see the potential and future of this nice couple. Can we start with my presentation then? And I have a clicker, super nice. So we can start with what is media art, right? Media art is a contemporary art form that has emerged as a result of the digital revolution and technological advancements. It is a rapidly growing field that utilizes multimedia platforms and technology as its primary medium of expression. Roots of the media art comes from 1960s. The first video exhibition was held in New York in 1965. Since then, media art has evolved to include a wide range of digital technologies and multimedia platforms. With the advent of digital technology, artists began exploring new possibilities of creating interactive and immersive experiences. So here we have an example of June Park, the artist who is considered to be the father of video art. And now we understand that he had predicted such things as internet, global media, and even climate crisis. So here, what about today? Today's media art is an art form that uses digital technologies such as video, sound, animation, computer graphics, interactive installation, virtual reality, algorithmic simulations, and other electronic media to create works of art. It is a form of contemporary art that challenges traditional notions of art and its boundaries by using technology as a tool to create new forms of artistic expression. So, media art explores the relationship between technology, culture, and society. It challenges traditional notions of art and pushes the boundaries of what is possible. Media art also provides a unique experience that is both interactive and immersive, allowing viewers to participate in the artwork itself. So here we have an example of digital alchemy experience by Decol and Novel Studio, and the visitors could physically react with the images which were created by database and generated graphics. Media art has contributed to technological advancements by pushing the boundaries of what is possible with digital tools and immersive experience. It has influenced fields such as gaming, advertising, architecture, and entertainment. As technology advances, media art will likely play an increasingly influential role in shaping our cultural landscape and fostering meaningful societal dialogue. Media art and NFT technology have converged to reshape the art market by providing artists with new ways to create, distribute, and monetize their work. NFTs offer artists greater control, provenance, and revenue opportunities, while collectors own unique digital assets and participate in the evolving digital art ecosystem. So here I have an example of the algorithmic diviner work, which was created by the artificial intelligence technologies and neural networks trained on databases. So NFT changes the game. Can we say about that? Yes, we can. The convergence of media art and NFT technology has brought forth significant implications for the art world. So media art, with its focus on digital and interactive experiences, has found a natural fit with NFT. Artists working in media art have embraced NFTs to tokenize or sell their digital creations, providing verifiable ownership and provenance. So here we have an example of Mission Hallucinations work, artificial database paintings by Refik and al. The content of it was gathered from the pictures made by telescope based on Mars. So it's like a hallucinous artistic dream of a machine through these images which were created by the camera, which is now on Mars. Media art has always been associated with pushing boundaries and challenging traditional artistic narratives. So, NFTs have further democratized the art world by providing a platform for artists with diverse backgrounds to showcase their work and connect directly with collectors and fans. Here we also, today already was mentioned that people work, and we had a lot of interesting information from Antonia, and so I just skip that. And we all remember the idea that NFT artists are very good in sales now, and People is one of them, like record breaking. Also, there are some others which we also can name, but what's next? What's next? How we see the future of technologies for media art. And blockchain has a lot of potential for media art developments, particularly in the creation of DAOs that fund and support artists. These organizations operate on a decentralized blockchain network, and the members make decisions through a voting process. And this could lead to new collaboration and innovations in media art. Another potential development that we see is the integration of blockchain technology into existing media platforms, such as social networks and streaming services. This can allow artists to monetize their works directly on these platforms without the need for intermediate or third-party markets. Overall, the future of media arts on the blockchain is bright, as we see it, as this technology continues to offer new opportunities for artists to create and sell their works in innovative ways. As the field develops, we can expect even more exciting developments in the coming years. So here, there's example of Merge by Park, one of the pioneers of art, which is based on NFT systems. And now I want to present Maorik again and his works. Maorik is a media artist, now decided to join TAEX platform with his NFT drop. So we're gonna talk about his arts at first. We're gonna show his showreel and entertain and he will tell what he does, how he works with it, and then we're gonna discuss some questions about the future drop. Over the last few years, works of Maorik has been presented at international festivals and institutions worldwide, such as MUTEC, Sonar, OI Future in Rio, Art Puzzle, Freeze in London, in Paris, in Signal Festival in Prague, the British Film Institute in London, Ars Electronica in Linz, American Science Museum in Tokyo, B39 in Seoul, Fine House in Berlin, and I can barely name all the other places where his marvelous projects have been presented last years. Maorik works are focused on creating immersive environments, interactive installations, digital architectural sculptures, and audiovisual performances which play at the intersection of art, science, and technology. So thank you for being with us. Thank you too. So let's start our talk, right? Is it your first NFT drop, and what prompted you to make this decision?
Well, I really didn't know much about NFTs. I mean, I see that from Instagram and social media and everything, but I don't really know artists I like that does it. And also, it's a bit always confusing to see so many a big buzz and a bit also stressful somehow. How things work and about cryptocurrency, which I'm not really aware about it. So I just wanted to wait a little bit to see how the market will just evolves, and also wanted to wait for trusted a creator. But I know Daria for many years now, and also know Stephanie as well that work as well for TAEX. So I thought it could be interesting to start to work with them, with this platform, with people who also have experience. And I think having curators working in this field will just help also to regularize a bit the market. And as Antonio said earlier, there's many people who just do NFT and just pretend to be art. But I think being a curator is also really important in this kind of platform to be able to appreciate or not some kind of work. So I decided, to maybe start to get interested, as I guess is a kind of future, and it's also very hard for digital artists to get into contemporary art and how to make our work more monetized. I work on installation, interactive installation, immersive experiences, audiovisual performance, but I just give more emotion through an experience and not something people can own. So I thought it's also interesting when you're learning something while doing it. So it's also why I decided just to maybe go for it.
Well, thank you. So it's such an amazing answer. So how can you see the future for media artists and NFT? So I was just talking about lightly about that, but how do you think about that?
Well, I find interesting when I work mainly with generative art. All my work is based on creative coding, so I don't have this idea of time. It's more my system is audiovisual structure, but are sculpted from events. So it's events-based environment that are changing all the time. So I like using live data, maybe the weathercast, or maybe the visualization of the nature, the ocean, or lately I did a project about the different layers of the earth. So each time I open my system, I see like different content and different, like my system reacts in different way. And I also use a lot of randomness into it. So it becomes more like this kind of meditative, and it's like not watching an image, is watching like the ocean or watching like a sunset. It has much more like it's like a living form. So I thought could be interested to do NFT about it. It's just I don't know like what technology to use, as I use a software which can't be like installed in any machines and any computers. So this is also the problem of digital artists. Like our content is like very obsolete. You can just if like from the technology evolutions, like your work won't be able to be shown in the future. So I think NFTs is a bit the future of digital art in this way, where things can be more sustainable and update with the technology.
Yeah, I also agree with you. It's just a technology, and we can use it as every other technologies we use in media art. So what the projects from your work are the most significant to you? Do you have the favorite ones maybe, or most significant?
Well, I always use like generative hard work in my creating visual mainly, but I also collaborated with many different kind of industries in theater, dance, musicians, architects, also work with scientists, mathematicians, nanotechnologists, and chemistry. I always find interesting to work with scientists, as we have exactly the same process of work. My work is mainly based on research. I don't know like the technology I'm going to use. I don't know the results that's gonna be like come up from that. So I also thought like this is just a technology part, and I started to make like audiovisual performances with Composer, and then I always think about why is it generative and not like pre-recorded, and what would be the difference from it. So I started to work on this like kind of things in my mind. Why is it generative? So I started to use like live data for a visualization of the ocean presented in Ars Electronica in 2016, which take like 11 different parameters from different cities of the world. So every 2 minutes, the system change cities and detect like this kind of information and create this kind of huge immersive audiovisual sculpture. So I think this was a big step in my work. And another one was the Dromos, which gave me a name in the art world, and I did this kind of the first like a real-time audiovisual performance into a 360 geodesic dome, and it was also like this kind of project where you don't know where you're going, you don't even know how to use the technology, and you develop everything by yourself. So I think like this kind of taking this risk in art, especially in digital media, also like brought like a lot of answer to unknown questions, and there was like also the way to invent this kind of immersive language of telling stories, which is more physical than and also architectural, and watching images and sound together.
Yeah, maybe have like some future ideas, like what kind of data would you like to work with? It's a very personal question, I'm sorry.
No, depends. I'm just interested about. Now I'm really show you the next video. I'm into like also like visual generative visual art, but I'm also into like generative sound art, and also interested like to see like if you just walk in the nature or walk in these kind of cities and see how the sounds like act in a generative way. And there's this technology called sound granulation, is like the way to just take one frequency of the sound and split them into randomness, like millisecond of sound. And I find like this kind of fragility this kind of system gives to the sculpture, let's say, very interesting. And I'm very much interested also to create this strong connection of visualizing a technology through this kind of algorithms.
Oh, super nice. Thank you. Can we show the idea of future drop that Magic wanted to present tonight? And you also, I hope you already know that the future drop we announced tonight will be possible to be in a pre-order list, and to think and find out what we're going to do soon.
It's basically stretching pixels, and because like the sound granulation stretch also like the sounds and pick up like different frequency randomly. So the idea is to representing those notes, but disfragment the sound, but show them visually. So it's just also endless kind of visual composition where the image can't be the same twice and bring this kind of meditation states when you watch it.
Thank you. If you have any questions, so we're open to answer. Like we have time for several questions if anybody has ones. Oh, you're always welcome.
Well, it's actually work I plan to do for a musician in Berlin. He asked me to make like this kind of 15-second teaser for Spotify or something like this. And I don't know, I was just like playing around with the system, and then he didn't like the work, but I kept it for me. And then I just like try to find like an evolution to it and try with different sound. And yeah, it's based on the technology, and then I just like found like way to manipulate it through parameters. So at the end, it's just yeah, a few code details, and it's like, you know, a happy error somehow. You know, it's just also like, you know, I also like this kind of making imperfection in my work somehow, but you don't control everything, and the machine just go into one direction, and you're just here to manipulate some parameter to shape it somehow. It's so kind of process I have in my work.
Okay. Any more questions? Go. So oh, you have a question. Okay.
I try Midjourney just for inspiration, like before we use like Pinterest, and you could just see the work of other people and just make a mood board. Try to do with Midjourney, find some code to find some inspiration. But I don't know. I like the making, the craft of digital art. And as I said to Daria before, I think digital artists, I consider myself more as a digital artist because I build my own tool, you know, and it could be interesting if I use like this kind of machine learning, which is not. There's nothing intelligence into that. It's just like to learn, train the system to recognize certain patterns. I find it interesting if I could train it, but using Midjourney and codes, I don't know. I just like prefer doing my own things. It's just my process, which is also like creating this tool. You know, like I create a tool and then I learn how to use it, and I think it like allows you to communicate emotion more and things that are built from a plugin like Photoshop or something.
Thank you. And ChatGPT, no?
Would you feel that if the work was created by AI, you would feel as though it almost was not your own work? Like you don't, like, is that the line here?
Well, I consider AI as an algorithm, and I use like computer vision, recognizing face, recognizing eyes, and recognizing skeleton for a long time. I'm not impressed by the technology somehow. I mean, I understand how it works, but it's just like, you know,
I love that answer. I'm not impressed by it.
No, it's just like we are
Just live with this for some years already.
like sometimes it was virtual reality, and then it was augmented reality, and then things disappear. You don't know what they are. We talked about 5G, and that things revolutionize our world. I don't even see where 5G changed my life. So I just like sometimes it's just like this trend of words, but it don't make any sense if you don't even know how to use it. And some artists use it and they can't even write a line of code. So it just make me laugh. But they just took call it art, you know, because it's just
Strong answer.
I don't think he will. I mean, we can't. I mean, it's maybe
It's
too
just a
early
tool.
to talk about it, but.
No, it's a nice tool. I use it. I use Midjourney. I use ChatGPT. Why not? Like,
Yeah.
if you want to make something fast, like, you know, like mood board, for example.
Yeah, mood
something.
board.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's what I
it's
said.
a very good thing for that. Nice tool.
A mood board, yeah.
Yeah, but not for art. Maybe this
I'm not sure. I just
I'm not sure. Yes,
I
yeah,
don't really
it
want
also
to do
can be a
art
piece of art, but it depends on what concept you put in there.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's like anything, like any tool, I guess. Yeah.
Exactly. So, any more questions, please? We're open to answer.
Or if you're shy, you can always find Melzik and Dasha afterwards around a drink and ask your question. Thank you, guys.
And thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for being a nice audience. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was very interesting. And now to our last speakers. Where are you guys?
Hey everyone, what's up? First of all, this is not
We
us.
can go to the next slide, guys.
This is us, yes. All right, let's go. So first of all, I'd love to say great. Thank you for organizing this event. This is a beautiful venue. This is the biggest screen I've seen over some time. It's amazing. You're an amazing crowd. There's not so much oxygen, but anyways, where is the clicker? Yeah, here we go. So we're going to tell you how to build a community around your NFT product, whatever you build. These are the contexts. So first of all, I'll cover the basics of the NFTs. I'll give you some context so you understand how this stuff works. And then I'll tell you on-hands guide on how to build a community and why you should do it at all. And then I'll summarize everything so you remember it all. But first of all, the intros. I'm Vitaly from Composability Labs. This is our legal entity. And we are building an order book on Fuel Network, and you can use it for NFT swaps as well. Order books for NFT swaps is probably the next big thing in crypto. What it allows you is a laser precise NFT exchange. So it's a tech, it's the infrastructure, it's underneath the platforms that you're going to use in the next bull market. And I used to work in Mango Markets, in Solana Foundation, Neon EVM, and Raiffeisen Bank. And before crypto, I was doing corporate investment banking and traditional finance. This is my partner, Alex. You want to say a word?
Hi guys, I'm Alex. I have some experience in crypto. I can develop on some blockchains, some DeFi, and some stuff like that. Also, I built one NFT marketplace on Waves blockchain. Its name's Puzzle Swap. And also, I have participating on development of Waves DAX. It's an NFT game.
Yeah, this guy is huge. He actually has been building NFT bots, and he'll tell more about that further. And the infrastructure. No, he'll tell later. So I'll just explain one tiny little thing. So NFT is not art. Okay, NFT is a non-fungible token. It's been invented by and built also by traders. Sorry to say this, it's not for the artist. It's first of all for the traders, because NFT purpose is to disrupt the investment and ownership of art, save on operational costs, because when you are dealing with a traditional art, you have boring stuff, which is storage of the art and transportation of the art and restoration of the art, and you're paying the middlemen all over the place. So traders who are willing to get extra profit from the art. I mean, when Deutsche Bank is purchasing a collection of art, they're willing to. This is an investment for them. So these traders, I mean, if you buy something and you intend to make some profit from it, you are a trader already. And with the art, if you're using it as an investment tool, of course, if you're willing to get some extra revenue from that, you probably want to get rid of everything that takes a cut of that profit, right? So the NFT developers decided to do exactly that. But good thing is they were inspired by art. So it's like art, but it's trustless and non-custodial. Trustless means that it's fully operated by the tech. You don't have to trust it. It's like you get rid of this. You just want to pay for stuff and get the result. It's called trustless. And non-custodial, it means that there's no middleman in between. Now, how NFTs work, like I mentioned, it's the evolution of art as an investment tool. So you're not, I mean, it's always in your pocket, right? It's just in your wallet. You're not giving it to anyone else, which means it's non-custodial. and apparently regulator resistant, because if someone tells you, all right, so this is true, this is not true, this is real, this is legit, this is a copy, this is fake, you want to get rid of all that. You just want to make sure that you pay for stuff, it's yours. And if you're building an NFT, like I mentioned that it's a token and you have to have an economics underneath, right? It's called token economics. I mean, if it's business, you're gonna have a business model anyways. Just it should be there. That's what I'm trying to say. And all the financial tools, all the financial operations with the NFT as a financial tool, like pump and dump and volatility and price manipulation, it's all possible to do, okay? That's why you're getting those NFTs with 65 million and stuff. From the trader's perspective, from the financial perspective, it's all manipulated. It's illegal, but it is what it is. Like euro, like exchange rate is also manipulated, but that's good for everyone. So everybody's happy. Then, another thing you need to understand is that there's massive tech stack underneath the NFTs. It's all based on the tech. And overall, I would say that it's, again, it's a token. So it's money. It's 70% finance, 20% code, and just 10% art. I'll tell about several cases, and that's all like the context that I'm giving you. Rarible is the first ever successful NFT marketplace, and they did one thing. They simplified everything. Like they said, okay, you crypto bros, this wallet, install the wallet, seed phrases, etc., etc. It's all very hard. We'll just do good old login here, pay with a credit card here. That's what made them successful in the first place. Then there's Solana and Metaplex tech stack. I love Solana and I love Metaplex because I used to build there for 2 years. Of course, I love. So they have been very successful with onboarding the artist. They understood that the marketplaces and the NFT industry grows in general if you bring more artists into this space. And they understood, right, so you need to allow the artists to mint their NFTs without anyone. Like you see the laptop for the first time, you mint your NFT 15 minutes later. Executing this and making it all possible was the reason of success of Metaplex. And as a result of that, the new class of the NFTs appeared. It's called one-to-one NFTs or one-on-one, off-one NFTs. They use this like different names. It's all the same thing. And it's the closest to the traditional art. Again, after this thing appeared, we have understood that artists are actually their communities. It's the representation of their communities. Like the only NFT collections and the only NFT artists that have been successful have been taking care of their communities, and their communities were successful in the first place. That's important to understand because, like, this is like repeat like if you're an NFT artist, you need to repeat like a mantra. Take care of your community, and community will take care of you. Now, how to build that community? The interesting part is starting right now. So first of all, you need to understand where these people are. Research the outreach channel. I wrote it in a very smart way, but actually just go ask them what socials they are using. Like if they're using Instagram, you need to have a solid Instagram profile to reach out. If they're on Twitter, and in Twitter it's very comfy to do cross marketing and co-marketing with the marketplaces and with the network where you actually mint and publish your NFTs. If it's Discord, well, stay on Discord, bro. I would have all together actually. I would just bring them all there. Now talk to them. As an influencer, as an artist, you need to reach out to your community, to your customers, basically. And since it's easy to do it like on a digital channel, but luckily right now we have like Twitter Spaces, Discord AMA sessions, podcasts, YouTubes, whatever. Next thing, marketplaces and curators. That's for you. Incentivize your artists. There will be a slide with artist incentivization program that I have built for you, so you can use that. Now, developers, simplify artist onboarding. Like I said before, it works pretty well. Again, if you're building a one-on-one marketplace or if you are a curator as well, the more artists you're bringing to your platform, it's actually called supply capacity. This metric has a name. Like this is the reason why Uber pays triple the price for every Uber driver, and they actually take care of Uber drivers instead of taking care of the passengers. I mean, passengers come if they see the taxis, right? That's why if you come to the platform and you see artists and if you see a lot of works, you're going to make sure that you will have a lot more traction than if you don't have anyone there. There's Paul here who has an NFT ticketing platform. And for Paul, this metric would be to bring more NFT providers. The more events you bring, the more customers you potentially can get. Then the artists, of course. Learn how NFT trading works. It's boring stuff. It's non-art. I know you hate it, me as well, but it is what it is. You're gonna understand how this thing works, and you're gonna discover the uncomfortable truth that people buy art to dump it. Like they buy to sell, and that's fine. That's perfect, I guess. It would simplify like the relationship with everyone else. Now, curators understand the difference between NFTs and art. Oh yeah, this is a big one. Now, NFTs and traditional art are two parallel universes, okay? This is another uncomfortable truth that I want to say. Like, even the most successful NFT marketplaces, they don't work with the curators from traditional art because nonetheless, there's a lot of stuff that intersects with like NFT and art. I will tell further about that. It's completely different things. Build token economics. Yeah, you need to you're building a token. Once you mint an NFT, it's a token, okay? It's non-fungible. It has to have a business model. Stuff on the left is what NFT has, and both NFT and art. Stuff on the right is just what present in the NFTs. There's market making. Oh, Alex can tell a lot about that. Then 80% of this thing is a tag. Okay, this can be hacked. This can, if you avoid understanding the tag, you're gonna lose it. Actually, I'm gonna steal it from you. Then community is everything. If you don't understand how to build a community, you're not gonna succeed. So please do that. And it's a composable financial tool. Now, composable it means it can move across different chains. It can drift across the internet as well. The composability is the core principle of blockchain technology in general. Hey, do you want to tell something about the bots you've been building and the market making?
So guys, on Waves DAX, I have experience of building a market making bot. This bot just have 100 accounts, which bought NFTs and sell after random time like 10% more. And after that, we make first of all a big volume on our game, and second we make prices pushed. We push the prices. Also, you can use it to another stuff. We also have functionality to this bot plays the game and nobody can detect that it's bot. He makes like humanity.
Yeah, when you open Uber, those taxis are bots as well. They are not real. But with the real money, if you launch a bot, it will pump the price or dump the price of the, talking professional language is called set the floor price of the NFTs, but it's actually done by the market making bots. And to build those bots, you need the infrastructure underneath which we are building. So to summarize stuff, if you're a marketplace or curator, onboard the artists. This is actually like the product that you're gonna have. The more successful you're bringing, it's like having a conveyor and somebody is putting the artist on it, and you're packing them and putting them on the market. If there's no supply of the artist, then something wrong is there, and you're gonna fix it. Market it as a financial tool. Yeah, actually, this is super big. I think this is what crypto bros understand really well. NFT, again, it's money, and you're gonna market it as a financial tool. Don't do growth marketing is the next one, especially in this market. It's if you pay for the ads, it's not about money. Like in this particular case, if you market it with the ads on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, or like paid ads, not gonna make it because you have less than 10,000 users in this market. Unfortunately, it's not so big, but it's gonna grow. It's very promising. Then build a community of ambassadors and influencers. Yeah, so you're going to have that Excel sheet with the Twitter influencers and Instagram NFT influencers, and you're going to reach out to them and tell, hey, listen, I'm giving you one NFT out of this collection. I need your input. Go help me. Mix long and short-term activities. Yeah, so here is the thing. Nature has seasons, okay, and it's a very natural and humane process. In finance, you have the same. Like you have recession, you have what do you call it? You have growth, which is also manipulated in the first place, but it's also very natural. So during the recession, you're going to strategize on how the market will pump when it grows. And when it grows, it's more about tactics. You need to know what you're going to do when they come, if they come. Oh yeah, and this is the market, the artist incentivization program. But I can see nothing. This deck, I think you can ask the orgs and they will share it with you. And if you're the artist, of course. Yeah, first one is the hardest point. If you come from the traditional art, nothing you know is going to work in the NFTs. You need to forget about that. Again, it's very hard. The ego doesn't allow that, but it is what it is. Understand your audience. Yeah, because like everyone, you're going to have a community of 1,000 buyers. When I say community, I mean the people who like put their money into your collection. So you're going to have 1,000 customers, and 20 of those will be your friends. They will be there for your art, maybe 50 in the best case scenario. And those are the best guys to talk to. They will love you. They will be there for art. But the rest of them will just buy it and will sell it as soon as it becomes possible to sell. They are investors. And again, they are using it the right way. NFT is the investment tool. Again, it's not art. It's the format of ownership. Then build a strong and sticky community. That's actually thing number one. This is the product. Then work with the market makers. Either or understand how market making works and do it yourself. But today we have a lot of NFT market makers. It's great. You need to bring them on any platform and ask them to do that for the fee. And I think, and you're going to have a nice floor price. I mean, if your market makers are good, of course. These are trading firms like Jump, Wintermute, GSR, Skynet Trading, Amber Group, and others as well. There are many anonymous market makers that are really, really good. Do a lot of co-marketing. Yeah, so any retweet that the platform will be doing, and if the CEO of the network, like in Solana, CEO, for instance, will set up your NFT on his Twitter profile, you'll see massive surge of sales. So it's good for you, and that's the best co-marketing, and that's also good co-marketing for the platform. On Solana, we've seen that a lot of times, right? That's pretty much it.
So, does anyone have any questions?
Questions, of course. Sure.
You ask for it, basically. So I love bullet points, but these are bullets that make no holes. Especially the first one, when you ask an artist to forget everything about traditional art. I mean, here it's really, really, it's nice words, very well spoken, but at the end of the day, they do not mean much, because unless you elaborate on that. So my question is, can you please elaborate on the first point? Because, I mean, there is a lot of pathos. It's like asking a Catholic to become a Muslim. You know, it's something very radical. Okay, go ahead, but please explain, what do you mean when you have to?
Yeah, thank you for that. Also, it's not me actually saying that. I just summarized the data for you. I'm what do you call it? I'm not an artist, and I'm not a person of the art at all. I have several NFTs. I actually have a decent NFT collection, but again, for me, I would even say that I came to art through NFTs.
But you didn't sell, so you have NFTs. So it's not always about buying and selling.
I do, and some of them I don't sell because market is bad right now. I don't sell anything. I hold. I want to sell in the future when the market is in a better state. Yeah, but talking like back. So yeah, I'll tell. Don't worry. Give me 1 second. So where do I start? Okay, so there are platform. You want to?
So, if correct understand, is the point why the NFT is not art, yeah?
No, it's why you should forget the traditional art experience. So the thing is that the traditional art, sorry man, you have artifacts, you have the events there, for instance, the galleries and the museums. So the supply chain is different. So on the traditional art, you need to talk to the museum, to the curator, to the gallery. You need like, again, as a financial tool, it works a little bit like the following things. So for instance, I am the guy who wants to get rid of the taxes. I have a company that is called, let's say, HP, and I want to get rid of, well, I get, taxman comes, he says, bro, the bill is 10 million. And I think, what the fuck, I'm not going to pay this. This is a lot. I'm going to invest into charity. My bookkeeper says it's good. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to pay for the collection of art. No. I'm going to pay the museum $10 million, and that will help me to get rid of the taxes. But that would be the same, right? Okay, so where do I get those 10 million? I need to sell some art first. So I need to have a gallery in the museum, and I will invest all the revenue obtained from that gallery to that museum, so I don't have to pay those 10 million. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find an artist, like a shit artist, I don't know, in the shithole, like in Nepal. I'll go to Nepal. I'll find a guy that nobody knows. I'll ask him to paint something, and I'll make him a celebrity. And I find this guy. I go there. I mean, it's not me, of course. It's my employees, and we will pay $50,000 to a critic that will put a tag that this artist is a genius and his collection is great, and we'll pay another $50K to a museum that will organize first fair with this artist, and then we'll pay another $200K to another museum, and overall spendings will be $1 million, and then we'll organize an auction, and we'll sell all the art pieces of this guy for 10 million, and we'll reinvest all of those money into I mean,
Okay, I think we got your ideas. So that's the arts, and then
that's how investors see it.
yeah.
Don't try to think that NFT is art. NFT is the format of ownership and the investment in art. You are 100% right. NFT isn't art at all. So, and I'm also not saying that NFT is better than the traditional art. Also, I forgot to say that this was the supply chain in the traditional art. In NFT, it's a little bit different. In NFT, well, you mint an NFT. So listen, when you work with the money, like US dollar, on every US dollar, there's you see words, "In God we trust," and basically today's money isn't backed by anything; it's backed by trust. And if you work as a trader for a while, you will see that it's just a financial tool. You can easily manipulate the price of the dollars, or the euros or whatever is there. It's and in this particular case, the guys who invented cryptocurrencies, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, so why can't we do that?" After Bretton Woods conference, dollar isn't backed by gold anymore, so we can set our own money. We can print our own money, and what can you do? Like you can regulate it. If you can, please do. And they did exactly that. And the NFT guys have seen, okay, so I see art. Well, I can do the same with the crypto stuff, and I'll just get rid of the uncomfortable things. So what is happening is you can mint the NFT and you can manipulate the price to whatever you want. And it's about how good of a trader you are and how good of a financially savvy person you are, and not how good of a artist you are. Or
Guys, I'm gonna organize a separate conference for you two to talk because it's very interesting. But I'm afraid we'll have to round up today. But thank you very much. It was very interesting. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being our partner for this event. And let's go have a drink, shall we? Thank you.